President, our planet is in a serious predicament. As you may know, the levels of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere have noticeably increased during the recent centuries, bringing with it extreme weather, warmer seasons, higher tides, and other concerning events. Due to our increasing need for energy, a lot of pollutants, like CO2, come from the inexpensive use of non-renewable energy sources. If this continues, future generations may not be able to live in a somewhat clean and healthy environment experienced today. The only way we can prevent this from happening is to begin implementing clean, renewable energy into our society and our industries. The use of non-renewable energy sources are not only unhealthy for the environment, but are limited and will eventually run out. The worst of these non-renewable energy sources are fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are very valuable energy sources, but are often very expensive to extract. Fossil fuels are made over long periods of time from the corpses of ancient organisms that lived millions of years ago. These remains are buried by many layers of dirt and sediments, causing them to be hard and costly to access and extract. The three main types of fossil fuels are natural gas, the cleanest of the three, oil, made from petroleum, and coal, the dirtiest, which is unfortunately often used the most. The main energy production of fossil fuels is used for the generation of electricity. According to the United States Department of Energy, approximately 67% of all electricity in the U.S. comes from fossil fuels, which contributes up to 30% of the U.S. greenhouse gas emissions. The amount of fossil fuels burned daily fluctuates upon demand. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, electricity production accounts for more than 1/3 of U.S. global warming emissions. We, as a country, are leaders in the production of these greenhouse gases, and that is not a good thing. According to The Carbon Nation, a documentary in collaboration with ASU, the U.S. makes up only 5% of the whole world population, yet is responsible for 1/4 of all man-made CO2 emissions produced. It's not too late to turn that around. We, as a nation, can reduce the amount of electricity that we need by unplugging unused electronics and just flipping the switch off. Instead of being the world leaders in the most production of air pollution, we can be the leaders in the new world of alternative energy, the clean, renewable energy. Clean energy is better known as renewable energy, meaning that it is a source that will never run out. There are many different kinds of alternative energy, like solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, and many more. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, a majority of these clean energy sources produce little to no greenhouse gas. Not only do these sources reduce the amount of CO2 emissions, but they are also more efficient than fossil fuels, which often produce more waste than electricity. Solar energy is the most commonly used among the renewable energy sources, as it is most available and abundant. Solar energy works like a plant going through photosynthesis. It harnesses the energy from the sun and turns it into electricity, which is then fed into the electrical grid of the U.S. for personal or industrial use. The main drawback of solar energy is the cost of the solar panels themselves. According to the website Energy Informative, solar panels range from about $10,000 to $30,000, depending on the amount of wattage they can generate. The good news is that the price of solar panels have dropped over the last decade, going from about $6 per watt in 2003 to $3 per watt in 2016, and they are continuing to become more cost efficient. Wind energy is another source that is becoming more widely used in the United States, with over 49,000 wind turbines in operation throughout the country. Wind, like sun, is also abundant and present in many ideal locations, and according to Carbon Nation, 870 terawatts of potential wind energy is just waiting to be utilized. Electric wind turbines are used as big generators that use the power of the wind to generate electricity. According to the United States Department of Energy, wind power accounts for nearly 5% of total U.S. electric generation and reduces annual carbon dioxide emissions by 132 million metric tons. By keeping this rate up, we can have both affordable energy while keeping our environment healthy. In order to preserve our planet for future generations, we need to increase implementing these alternative methods of creating energy. One of the ways we can encourage this is to charge U.S. industries fees for using fossil fuels and giving them financial benefits when they use alternative sources of energy. Making the fossil fuels more expensive to burn will lead to more uses of other alternative energy sources like solar or wind.